It's good to finally get some 993s again. So when previews first started coming out of season 5 of Made in USA New Balance, it was pretty exciting because this season looked like one of the strongest we've had in a while. One of the main reasons for that was seeing the New Balance 993 brought back by the brand, because this model has always been a fan favorite, and I do have the latest 2 colorways. In this video, I'll be reviewing the New Balance 993 in the Chive colorway and the Interstellar. So both these colorways released on May the 1st for a retail price of $220, and in Europe these retail for $240. And as of the time of me filming this video, it looks like most of the sizes of the green pair have indeed sold out on New Balance USA, and there are a few smaller sizes left in Europe. However, the purple Interstellar pair still seems to have most sizes available. I will leave the New Balance links in the description of this video, and if you can't find your size, I will also leave some StockX links because these are not going too much above retail right now. So it's not very often that New Balance gives us another pair of 993s. It's been pretty elusive over the years. We first saw this pair released in 2008, and it was the successor to the New Balance 992. And what this shoe did was take design elements from the 991 and the 992 while also improving the cushioning. It did come with a brand new at the time technology, which is Absorb DTS, which stands for Dynamic Transitioning System. And the New Balance fans out there, especially if you browse through some of the New Balance Reddit forums, will tell you that the 993 is maybe one of the most comfortable New Balance models ever. And New Balance very rarely gives us new colorways of these. A couple of years ago, we had that collaboration with Joe Fresh Goods when there were 3 different very pastel toned pairs of 993s. That was a super popular drop. Maybe the best colorway of that pack was the Sage Green pair, which actually really reminds me a lot of the pair I'm holding right here, which is the Chive colorway. Of course, this one here, the green is much more bolder, much brighter. It's a matter of personal preference which one you think looks better. The more I stare at the shoe, I'm actually leaning towards the Chive a little bit, but do let me know in the comments. Pretty much just one color being used all over the upper here, and you do have some very nice suede on this model. It does feel very soft, very premium. You got the mesh panels as well, done in that same Chive green color. The paneling, you may or may not notice the very subtle differences between the toe box paneling on the 993s and the 992s. You get a cream colored tongue on the sneaker, and it has the New Balance Made in USA logo there, which is stitched into the tongue, as well as that 993 logo. Looking at the back of the shoe, you have USA there, and you can also see the American flag underneath it, this time done in green. I gotta say, I really appreciate the midsole on this colorway because they gave us a very nice cream midsole here, which cream and green, one of the best color combinations out there, and it looks pretty nice on this pair too. You get 2 pairs of laces with this shoe. The standard pair are these white laces, and they also give you this pair of green laces which perfectly match the upper. Surprisingly, you don't get any cream laces on this pair, which I think is really missing. I think the cream laces would have popped so nicely when combined with the midsole. But I have to say, overall from a colorway point of view, there's not a whole lot you can really fault with this pair. Perfect colorway for the spring, looks really nice on the 993, so I can totally see why these were very quick to sell out. Moving on to this purple pair, which they're calling Interstellar. I don't think it was inspired by the movie, but interesting name nonetheless. It reminds me very much of a 990 V4 we saw from last season. Almost an identical colorway to that one. You once again get some really nice suede on this pair as well. And the purple on this pair, I think on camera it's looking a bit more blue than it really is in hand, because this is a very deep, very rich purple. You get some purple embroidery on the tongue where you see the Made in USA logo, and on the back you have just a USA logo which is done in black, and you can't really see the American flag underneath too well. And what I like about this pair is that you do in fact get cream laces on this one, which of course are matching the midsole really nicely, and you get an extra pair of white laces as well. I guess if you wanted to, you can remove these cream laces and put them on the Chive pair, but looking at the cream laces on this purple, single one. I really don't understand why we didn't also get them on the Chives. I think they would look really nice. The midsole on this pair as well is done in that same cream or vintage looking color. Both these pairs, in fact, I would say definitely have a very nice vintage aesthetic to it because of that midsole. From a colorway point of view, I think it's pretty clear that this Interstellar pair is not for everyone, but it's the type of pair that if you love, you're gonna really love it, because a colorway like this is pretty rare to see on a New Balance. Yeah, it's loud. It's very loud, in fact, but I think these look absolutely fire as well. I do definitely prefer the Chive though, especially because of the shade of green that they've chosen on this one. It's too bad that the retail price on New Balances is so expensive, because otherwise we'd be getting every pair. All right, let's talk about comfort a little bit, because there is definitely some section of the New Balance community out there that feels like the 993 is maybe the most comfortable shoe in the entire New Balance roster. So I thought I would compare it with this pair, which I thought is currently my most comfortable New Balance, which is the 990 V6. Having them both on feet, I have to say you can't go wrong with either of these models. They're both very comfortable. I would, however, give the edge to the 990 V6. The V6 does come with the New Balance fuel cell technology, which is a much newer technology that you typically only see on their running models. This is one of the few lifestyle models to feature it. So I do think in terms of cushioning, the V6 definitely wins when compared to the 993. Now, the one common complaint with the V6, however, is that it is a bit narrow fitting for some people. The 993s, meanwhile, are much more wide foot friendly. I would say I definitely prefer the fit of the 993s compared to the V6. So while the V6 does have better cushioning, the fit on this pair is just much better to me. And in terms of sizing, so I did go with my true size, which is a US 11, and for me that fits perfectly on this pair. A lot of New Balance fans out there will tell you that you should actually go half down on the 993s, just like they do with a lot of other models. Me personally, I go true to size in all New Balance shoes, and I really don't get how people go down half a size, to be honest. I don't even have wide feet, but for me, true to size fits best. However, if you do normally go a half size down in other New Balance models like the 990 V4 or V5 or V3 or even the 991s, then I would suggest going with the same size in the 993. So if you're normally a half down, stay at a half down. Personally, I go true to size in all of the shoes I just mentioned, and it fits me the best on the 993s as well. Surprisingly, these aren't the last colorways of the 993 to drop this year from Made in USA Season 5. It seems like we're going to be getting even more pairs, including this very nice colorway, this cream one. So if you missed out on these, don't worry, there's more 993s on the way. Let me know in the comments which of these did you guys cop, and are you planning on copying some of the newer colorways as well. Oh, and if this was your first time on the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because I'm dropping content just like this every single week, guys. I've been trying to drop a lot of different content as well, including vlogs and how to style content, so I hope you guys give me a subscribe and follow me on Instagram. That is where I am the most active. The handle can be found in the description at JDKick6, and while you're at it, my podcast, the Kickback Pod, can also be found on all streaming platforms. I will leave a link to that in the description. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and for messing with my content. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.